We've got a new album coming out. It's called Don't Believe the Truth.
It's good, man, I'm having it. There's some, some nice little numbers on there for the ladies, and there's some out-and-out rock and roll songs on there.
A lot of hidden depths.
Yeah.
A lot of trapdoors.
Yeah.
Not done with smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And just
Snakes
when I get it, my favourite place for me is in my headphones, and I love it.
That is why he was in the band before he fucking rehearsed with us. That kind of shit. I concur with my fucking friend from the north. Wouldn't command the bell. I think it's fucking great.
Well, alright. If you like Forever Changes and Highway 61 Revisited and Revolver, then here you go.
Have that.
We finished touring the last album in the beginning of 2003. We knew we were going to be having a year off. But almost from that moment, there were demos knocking about.
Andy had sent me a CD with 4 tunes on, and the 2 songs, Keep the Dream Alive and Turn Up the Sun, instantly, well, they were definitely going on the record. From the first time I heard it, it was always going to be the opening track on the album. And it was originally going to be the title of the album. I just thought it's a brilliant, brilliant title.
When I wrote Turn Up the Sun, I didn't imagine that it didn't give me an Oasis vibe at all. It was very soft, a lot softer than it ended up being. It starts off with a bit of music that is a bit of a surprise to anyone that's expecting an Oasis rock tune, but then it does lead you back into the Oasis rock tune.
It's kind of got that glam thing going on, but also the intro and the outro are kind of quite scouse, to me anyway.
Yeah, man, I mean, Turn Up the Sun's amazing. I like the guitar bits at the beginning and the intro and the outro, and it's a top tune.
It instantly sounds like Oasis, which is bizarre.
This song is a behemoth. Recorded 65 times, tracked 3,000 tracks, and it's just a wall of sludgy aggression. And it actually, the lyrics make perfect sense when you realize it was written by Andy Bell, who lives in Sweden.
I think both Gim and myself are feeling more comfortable with the idea of right, well, we're in the band now, been in it for a while. We can suggest whatever we want to suggest. We can say what we feel.
Andy's a great songwriter. It's always Gem, and without them we'd be treading water a bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? But they've brought a lot to the band. You know what I mean? Musically and personally, they're top lads.
Lucky Fingers has got this kind of pounding kind of sounds. Everything is kind of pretty much on the same beat all the time.
That came out of listening to Velvet Underground in the dressing room one night, Kurt playing Waiting for the Man.
It wasn't on the map of getting tarted up somehow.
No.
It was just
That's it.
whatever how
Mm.
that air moved was part of the record.
It's got an amazing harmonica solo on it that Gem plays, which you're not sure what it is. It starts off like a guitar and then it sounds like an underground train breaking.
Him just going, keep going, keep going, keep going. So I'm trying to put my eye in.
We came back from Cornwall. After a few weeks of being here, we realised we were going to have to get a real producer in.
I could be your lover, you could be your mine.
I've never worked with a band that's gotten to the studio before me every freaking day. I mean, I'd be like, I'm going to beat those bastards down there today. Get up there, get at 11, walk in, limbs, and they're strumming a guitar.
You could be my best friend.
I've never met guys like it. They can't get in the studio fast enough. I mean, the first day of recording, I thought I'd be the first one there. So I'd get there about midday, and Liam's pushing the cases up the ramp into the studio. He's like doing the loading,
Every song on this record was recorded in at least 3 to 4 studios. I would say the entire album was recorded unorthodoxly. I mean, you hear these stories, growing up, being interested in the recordings and the Beatles, and the one that always fascinated me would be like Strawberry Fields, where you heard they had to combine all these different versions. You're like, oh, what was going through their minds at the time? Well, I think I know now.
I could be wrong, but what am I to do? Guess God thinks I'm able.
He's a good referee, which is the main criteria for anybody getting involved with fucking the shower here. Is, you know, somebody's got a referee. Gem and Andy, a right pair in the fucking studio, always at it. Yeah, look, dude, I'm fucking playing the bass. No, man, I'm playing fucking bass. There is a book called The Importance of Being Idle, and it's all passages of that people have written down the years about how having nothing to do is probably the greatest job in the world. And I suppose if there's a story behind it, it's like, well, everything will look after itself in its own time.
I sold my soul for the second time, 'cause the land, it don't pay me.
The falsetto thing fitted the song, and I was really fucking impressed at myself when I started singing that. Not that I could get that high, but like, hey man, that sounds fucking brilliant.
My best friend called me the other night. He said, man, are you crazy? My girlfriend told me.
When it comes to do it live, it's going to take a lot of deep breaths, but it's kind of like, well, fucking come on then, let's see how good you are.
But I don't mind, as long as there's a bed beneath the stars that shine.
I'd describe it as a whimsical tune, in the best meaning of the word, you know. And I've always enjoyed those tunes no one's written. It's a bit of breathing space from more of the heavier stuff, you know. And it's got this keyboard on it that I bought for 50 quid. Found it on eBay. Jason Rhodes, our guitar tech, got it down from the 5th floor of a block of flats. Put it into the back of his Land Rover and brought it back.
I mean, it's just a great 4.5-minute song, I think, you know. And the playing is really understated. I think it's all, to me it sounds like the Kinks doing the Lars, or the Lars doing the Kinks.
When I first heard Love Like a Bomb, I thought single, you know, straight away.
A perfect summer tune.
I didn't like that fucking thing. I wrote it a couple of years ago, actually. I just wanted it sort of to be a bit Elvis, you know, a bit acoustic in that. We've done a demo of it, and all I see with that is Julie fucking Christie, man. It's the vision I get. I just wanted, you know what I mean? It's sort of like about a woman, or women in general.
It's meant to be pastoral and uplifting in a laddie kind of way.
You turn me out, love's like a bomb, blowing my mind.
It's almost like a songbird for this album. You know, Songbird was my favourite on the last album. This is, again, a really beautiful Liam tune.
Songbird blew my head off when I first heard it, because it was that fucking simple and that direct. But see, like, you know, when Liam plays you a song, he wants you to instantly fucking drop dead on the spot, and then when you come round, stab yourself in the heart and be in sort of awe of the fucking sonic ability of the man.
It was pretty surprising for me because it was really kind of a light up song, which is not what you think of when you think of Oasis. I just think that song is just actually rather pretty.
He shows a side of himself in his songs which he doesn't often show in his public life, you know, and it's brilliant, you know. Love Like a Bomb, great idea for a song.
Yeah, I've seen.
He's learnt guitar on his instincts. He's now come to a place where he can play guitar as well as anyone else. He's got his own style, and he's basically invented his own chords all the way along.
He always plays the guitar as if he's trying to saw it in half, and all he does is get he gets about 4 bars in, and he goes dunk, and he goes, Jason.
I gotta show you, man, the meaning of soul.
It's 2 chords, isn't it? Just straight, you know, just fucking having a rant, I suppose, at home, you know what I mean? Not thinking too hard about things.
You just want it as raw as possible, and you know, it doesn't mess around with it. I think it's done in about 2 minutes.
That was one of the first few songs I heard, and that pretty much blew my head off.
We were trying to get a sound reminiscent of Elvis Presley's drummer, DJ Fontana, on the early records like Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock, kind of thing.
can have that old Buddy Holly sound, like fucking, really, and like you're getting it on the snare, and that was a bit like fucking too rocky. So we got this old box of fucking like Cheerios or something. We got that on it, and he's just got these fucking spoons that I bang, and it gives it this kind of, it's like a bit more percussion than a snare. So.
Where's the spoons? Get spoons on it. Get spoons.
It's ferocious, isn't it? I mean, it's to me, it's like Elvis in Sun Studios, and it's just like right in your face.
It's not an anthem, Me and the Soul. It's a fucking spit, innit?
I love it. Fucking love it.
It's like Liam after 5 brandies, you know, which I've got on first-hand experience.
I struggle to remember who the fuck played what. He plays
no
bass, he plays bass, I play bass, he plays harmonica, I play a bit of it, he plays guitar. It's fucking bizarre.
There's 4 guys who are all songwriters, they're all singers, they're all guitar players, they're all producers, and they're all fucking drummers.
Suddenly I found that I'd lost my way in this city.
What comes to mind about Part of the Queue, apart from it's golden brown bongos via Manchester?
I'm having trouble just finding some soul in this town.
Part of the Queue is more in the world of the driving acoustic numbers. Great melody, really cool vibe, just a good song.
I was in the Waitrose one afternoon. I only went out for a fucking pint of milk, right? I got so fucking irate at the queue that there's like 10 fucking checkouts, I think, and there's like 2 little old ladies, and it's like, I don't know if there's a rush hour for buying food, but it was in the rush hour, right? And I kind of stood at the back with this pint of milk thinking, I'm gonna fucking steal this if nobody takes the money off me right fucking now, you know. It's fucking wrong because it leads to shoplifting.
Keep the Dream Live, another one of Andy's tunes.
4 seasons, seconds, flicker, flash, I'm alone.
When you get that on the headphones and the chorus kicks in, it just goes, man.
I'm no stranger to this place where real life and dreams come.
Well, the first thing I had with that tune was actually a sample from the film Stardust with David Essex.
It's a great film.
It's not. David Essex is in it.
That was the seed that started it. It was just someone that is having trouble finding the reason for keeping on with the dream.
You could ride a scooter off a cliff with that one. It's really daunting, you know. Noel's written some of the greatest tunes of all time, and Liam is writing some of the greatest tunes of all time, and then suddenly you've got to go, hello! But that's what it's all about, really, and I love it.
A little space, a little time, see what it
My favourite lyrics on the album have always been "A Bell Will Ring." I think it's an unbelievably positive lyric, and it's a real typical Gem philosophy.
Well, you know, Bell Will Ring. Apparently it's Ringo Starr's favourite track on the album.
inside your head, and I will be brand new.
I see the 2 meanings in that. One is the bell will ring, as in something's going to go off, a light's going to go off in your head, and the other one is that Andy Bell may call.
I always get a phone call once every 6 weeks. Someone goes, Andy's trying to get hold of you. And I always think, oh, fuck. It's always about nothing. I know, it's Andy. Right, what time is it there? About 5:10. What are you doing? Nothing. Right, I'm off.
Will shine on you again. The bell will ring inside your head, and I will be brand new.
It's as close as anybody has ever got sounding like Revolver, I think, to me. Everybody is purporting to tell you the truth, and it's like, I wouldn't believe any of it. None of it. Make your own fucking mind up.
The truth. It's always been. I mean, it's always been important with us because we're not we're not liars. We don't fake. It is what it is.
Let there be love.
Let There Be Love's a classic, I love that.
Let There Be Love is probably my favourite track. And I don't know why.
Come on, baby blue. Shake up your tired eyes. The world is waiting for you.
The most classic, beautiful track. When I hear an Oasis record, that I want to hear a song like that.
I had my arm twisted by Dave Sardi, Liam and our manager about Let There Be Love. I was like, can we not, for once, put an album out without the flag waver on?
Keep on clapping. Just remember I'll be by your side.
Let There Be Love is a tune that you could make so big, and it would, I don't know, become maybe a bit too predictable.
It's supposed to be more of a sigh more than a fucking, you know.
For any artist that's been around for more than 2 records, you constantly have to be going back to what is it that makes me want to do this. Oasis never lost it. I mean, how many bands out there have been around as long as Oasis have, put out as many records that people cared about, and then still come back and are excited to go to work and make music?
I feel really comfortable playing these guys, you know, and it sounds really good when we play. These guys are so on it musically. They've really got it down, you know, and they're more on it than anyone I've ever met.